Yes, things happen to me. Things are difficult. I've got a family, I got kids, whatever it is. But I'm still excited about the future because I know I will eventually win. Even if I get a loss right now or immediately, whatever, I know it's for my learning. And if I learn a lot and I keep learning and keep improving and keep getting better, I'm eventually going to win. And so are you. And I'm excited for you. Let me tell you about yesterday when I played basketball and what on earth that has to do with you having a fantastic attitude. My name is Joseph Darling. This is the Men of High Value channel. Let's talk about attitude and how the one with the best attitude always wins. Now, I was playing with some friends and it was me against those two, and they were okay basketball players, but obviously I've got more experience than them. If you didn't know it by now, I absolutely love basketball. I love playing it more than watching it, to be honest, at this point in time. But in general, I love it. So hopefully I get to play with you someday if you love basketball too. But simply put, I was basically the one with the greatest attitude on the court. And why was that? Because I know that eventually I will win. Now, in terms of this game, I had played now basically 3 times before against those two, and then this was the 4th time, and I basically was a little bit, cocky. It's not recommended to be cocky all the time, but sometimes you have the confidence to be able to pull it off, right? So in the beginning of the game, I would say, I know I'm gonna win anyway, but it's okay, let's play again. And I won again, right? So the principle is not be cocky. The principle is having a fantastic attitude independent of circumstances, knowing that you will eventually win. You might win immediately or in this specific game, or if you lose, that's okay too, because you won anyway. One, because you participated, that's a win, because you guys had fun, right? Hopefully. If you have a great attitude throughout the game, then that's a win because you actually had fun when you played. It's a sport, come on, it's fun, and it's the game that you love. And in addition to that, not only if you lose, you keep a great attitude because you know that you only lost the battle, you haven't lost the war. Losing the war is losing every single time, always, for the rest of your life. I know I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I'm learning every single time I lose. If you learn when you lose, it's a win. And if you win, it's a win, but you're probably not going to learn as much, right? So there's a small loss when you win, actually. But people don't think about that. When they win, and they're excited about that win. But when you think about it, you want to learn from each and every experience, and we tend as humans to learn more from our failures, which means that I can have a fantastic attitude even though I lost that specific game. Because I know in the future I'm going to learn, and I'm going to learn faster than everyone else if I lose a lot more than everyone else, which means I'm going to eventually win as a result, because it's really all about who learns the fastest, who retains the most information, and who keeps trying and keep going no matter what. Most people who lose quit. And the only reason they quit is because they have a bad attitude about it. So if you have something that you want to succeed at eventually, I highly recommend that you develop an attitude independent of circumstances in that specific thing if you know that you need to become good at that thing. Having a great attitude coincides perfectly with masculinity. What is masculinity? I put it out here on this channel in perfect simplicity. It's the ability to optimize your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors so as to enjoy life, right? Independent of circumstances, to enjoy life, but also to make life better for everyone around you. Optimizing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Guess what is the most optimal thought? It's a happy thought, meaning a good attitude. So attitude, having a great one, has everything to do with masculinity because it's based on how you think. Do you have stinking thinking, being depressed and upset and angry or blaming about any situation? Or do you take 100% responsibility, you're excited, you're fired up, and you're happy about a situation, independent of circumstance, independent of the situation? Which one do you choose? So if you're excited, fired up, energetic, and you're massively in learning mode, in case you lose, you're going to eventually win, which is what causes you to have a great attitude in the first place. I love this principle. It's maybe my biggest expertise in my entire life. Luisa is a client of mine who's been with me for over almost 3.5 years now. Guess why he's been a client of mine for 3.5 years? I'm the one with the most consistent attitude, positive attitude in his life. He's never met anyone more positive and more consistent in that positivity ever, right? And he told me that a day or two ago. And that is a massive compliment for me because I've been working on it for years to have an attitude independent of circumstance no matter what happens. And there's a lot of crap that happens in life, right? So to be able to have that type of attitude, you've mastered something huge if you're capable of doing that. And that's what I want for you. So now you know what having a great attitude is. I want to help you understand why that's a fantastic thing to have. Just a little bit more in depth. Understand that relationships is what determines your quality of life. Relationships is what determines your quality of your life. Guess what? Having a great attitude attracts people. Having energy attracts people. Being happy attracts people. If you're negative, depressed, you're going to attract negative and depressed people, or you're going to try and suck people that are happy into your depression, right? That's bad. Eventually, they're going to want to get rid of you because they'll think, why am I so depressed? Like, why do I have so negative thinking? Oh, maybe it's because of the negative people in my life and you might be one of them. Don't be that person. Be the one that's the most excited out of every single person's network because they'll want to have you in their lives. They might not have capacity to think about it. They might not go, you know what, I want that person more in my life. They might not be conscious about it, but if they were to tap into personal development and goals, etc., they will begin to think about you immediately as the one that's the most positive person they've ever met. Okay? I want that for you. Why? Because if you get better and better relationships, the quality of your life keeps improving. This is the same in relationships with your future women. This is the same with your relationship with your parents. This is the same with anyone in your life. Make sure you have the best, fantastic attitude of them all and make it genuine, right? It's not like you're going to be Pollyanna. It's like you're literally seriously going to believe that every single situation that happens has a reason, has a purpose, and it's a good thing, no matter what happens. It's the ability to look at a situation and, hey, I'm kind of happy about that. Right? Or I'm very happy about that, despite what happens. How many people are capable of doing that? It's a skill. You want to master it. And it starts today, right? Your quality of life will massively improve. To be honest with you, I think that this is the most important skill of them all. Because that basically means that you're choosing to be happy despite circumstance. A great attitude, that's what it is. It's the most important skill to learn. I think I'm going to make this channel all about attitude. Who knows? We'll see. Your relationships will improve. Confidence will improve. Who wants more confidence out there? I do. Do you want better confidence, more self-esteem, etc.? If you looked at every single situation and basically said, you know what? Eventually I'm going to win. I might lose right now, but it doesn't matter because I'm eventually going to win. Because why? Because you're excited about learning about that specific thing so that you will eventually win. It's not something fake. It's not like I'm happy now, independent of circumstance, and I'm going to lose forever. No, in your brain, you actually know you're going to win. So you have to practice the aspect of knowing that there's always a solution. There's always a solution. Can you manage to remember that phrase? There's always a solution. Repeat that to yourself continuously until you begin to believe it. Another aspect of having a great attitude is that you will win more, right? It's the same thing with money. If you make some money and you have a great attitude about it, or you don't manage to make money, but you're thinking about how can I make more money and you have a great attitude about it, you're going to eventually make more and more and more and more money. Same thing with your lifespan. You want more time, right? You want more time on this planet? They've actually made studies that people who have the best attitudes, okay, and they might use different words, like for example, the people that are the happiest throughout their lives tend to live longer. Why do you think that is? It's actually our brain structure that is designed in such a way that if we're happy, it's like the universe wants to keep us on the planet. It's like we begin to attract positive things into our lives. Amazing how it works. Okay, so that's basically part of manifesting. You know, the thing that a lot of people talk about. This is it, but in very practical terms. It's not like, trying to yoga yourself to success. It's how it works. It's just being excited in general about everything that happens to you and in your surroundings. You're going to massively eventually win. So be happy right now about that future win so that you can make this personal right now loss into a win. So, but just saying that last thing about the lifespan, even people that smoke, I'm not encouraging smoking. I'm not encouraging stimulants. I'm just saying that there are stories of 95-year-olds that have been smoking their entire lives, chain smokers, but they just have fantastic attitudes for whatever reason, and somehow they live longer. Like, that's what actually kept them alive. It's not that the fact that cigarettes don't kill you, because they do. It's the fact that their happiness levels contributed to them living longer and their organs healing faster than other people that are negative and smoking. So in general, imagine if you don't smoke, you don't use stimulants, you don't drink, and you have a fantastic attitude, bro, you could live until you're 120 years old. And that's what I want for you. So, how do you develop an amazing attitude? It's very easy to say, have a great attitude, right? Environment. Masculinity, femininity. Environment, okay? Masculinity is despite environment, right? Femininity is environmental. It's not despite environment, which means that you right now in your current attitude skill, you are feminine. You're not masculine. You haven't mastered a fantastic attitude continuously, right? Which means that you're in the feminine scale. So you're environmental, which means that your environment is what dictates how good you become at the skill. How good are you at fixing an environment that is positive, that is conducive to you having an amazing attitude? So it starts basically with thoughts. Input causes output. What is happening inside your brain? Do you have negative thoughts all the time? Do you have stinking thinking? That's the opposite of a great attitude. Where does that stinking thinking come from? Most probably you've been raised like this from your parents, your siblings, your friends, all around you, and also simply living life because we lose a lot. We're rejected a lot. A girlfriend rejected us. Maybe we failed to get the job that we wanted. Maybe we don't have the skills to succeed on the court or whatever it is. Most of the time, that's why we become negative and have bad attitudes. Is because we suck. Is because we don't provide value for others, and people also don't know how to treat each other. Right? So over time, what you need to do is to limit the amount of negativity that's in your life, and you're not going to be able to eradicate it completely, but you can dilute it. You can dilute it with positive messages to your brain, to your subconscious. And how do you do that? You need more positive people into your life. I recommend hiring a mentor like myself, because you're going to have me yapping in your ear continuously about happy stuff. Okay, positive things happening just in general in life, and about your circumstance, that you actually are a winner, that you actually having a mentor. That's one of the few things that 99% of people never do, and that's why you are winning and why you will eventually win when you hire a mentor. I can tell you that because most people don't get one, and most people don't get the positive aspects of that ever because they never hire one, right? You need to try it. And another aspect is simply, if you can't afford hiring a mentor or being part of a community like Men of High Value, I highly recommend 2 videos from this YouTube channel every single freaking day. Okay, if you do that consistently over the next 2 years, guess what? Or 3 years, then you will have gone through all of my videos. I recommend it. Why? Because you'll get my thinking. Is it worth it to get my line of thinking? Yes. Have you ever seen anyone as excited and positive as me and as consistent? Go through all of my videos. Have I ever been depressed? Right? You have to understand this. This isn't fake. This is how I live my life. I'm excited. I'm fired up. Yes, things happen to me. Things are difficult. I've got a family, I got kids, whatever it is. But I'm still excited about the future because I know I will eventually win. Even if I get a loss right now or immediately, whatever, I know it's for my learning. And if I learn a lot and I keep learning, I keep improving, I keep getting better, I'm eventually going to win. And so are you. And I'm excited for you. And this is what it's all about, putting you in a circumstance where you are getting massive positive messages into you, and eventually you're going to begin to win on a massive exponential scale. I'm so excited for you. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are watching Men of High Value. My name is Joseph Darling. And please send me a DM on Instagram. I'd be excited to answer you there. And subscribe below. I'll see you in the next one.